everyone, it's Kathy and welcome back here to my craft room and here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Look what I have in front of me. It's just a picture, but that lets us know that our new annual catalog is coming soon. So I've mentioned this a couple of times that if you are not currently working with a demonstrator and you are looking to purchase some Stampin' Up! Products, wonderful, wonderful products. I think if you ever use them once, you'll be hooked. They are everything that I use with Stampin' Up! From the ink pads to the cardstock to the designer series paper, of course the stamps and the dies and all of the other beautiful things that they have are very high quality and you get your money's worth. The front of the catalog has changed quite a bit from the last couple of years. We've had something similar to this. And this year we have a picture showing some ladies getting together in the backyard and it looks like they're having fun with some stamping and things like that. The format in the catalog has changed a little bit. Some things I like, and of course there's things that I don't like, but you can't please everybody all the time. So what do? We accept, we regroup, and we carry on. So with all that being said, today I want to bring you a card that I've worked on it on and off for the past week, but I think I finally got it like I want it. And it is like a congratulations card. You could do this for anything. This would, with the sentiment I have on the inside, this would be a great wedding card. And we're coming into spring now where people are planning weddings and what have you. The card opens like this, and you have this beautiful inside. And I love the color of the paper with the gold accent. I think it's beautiful. And I use the stippled rose. Let me pull that stamp set out. That's in our mini catalog, the stippled rose and the stippled rose dies. And we're going to be using that today. And I decided instead of doing it with the green and the pretty peacock, I think I'm going to come in with the same designer series paper, which is Forever Love. But I think I'm going to use a very vanilla and this Moody Mauve. Isn't this gorgeous? I love the gold accents on this paper. And there are several different designs inside. And even though you get a gold foil on one side, you have a more muted um, color on the other side. There's the one that I used for the card I showed you. There's another one. And you have some beautiful coloring on the back side as well. I even thought about doing this and not using the gold, but I really want the gold foil. But you can see it's just a very, very pretty pack of designer series paper. And we have some petal pink, of course, the nudie mauve, the pretty peacock. It's just a lovely pack of paper. So that is also in our mini catalog. So if you're interested in picking that up, everything in the mini catalog is still available through the end of April. So I'm going to move that out of our way. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to cut this down to get myself a piece to go inside. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut two pieces that I'll have all these measurements on my blog so you don't have to worry about writing them down. I think we're going to start out with I think I'm going to do 2-inch strips. We can always trim that down if we need to. So I'm going to bring my trimmer over. And I'm going to lay this in my trimmer. And because this is directional paper, I'm going to make sure that it's going in the direction I want it, which is up and down like this. And I'm going to line it up at 2 inches and just give that a slice. And then I'm going to need some pieces that are 5 1/4. I'm going to need 2 of those. So that gives me my two pieces. We're also going to need a piece of gold, and I already have a piece of gold cut. And we are going to need some Moody Mauve. And I didn't grab a piece of that, so let me grab let's see what I've got in scraps. I've got this piece and I've got this piece, so we might be able to get what we need from this. So let's measure it. And we got 2-inch piece, so I might need it to be a little bit bigger than that. So let's try this piece. This is definitely long enough. So let's do 2 1/8. And 2 1/8. So I need two pieces that's 2 1/8. And then we're going to cut those off to 5 3/8. So 5 1, 2, 3. Very little waste on that. So 5 1, 2, 3/8. So we have those two pieces. Now while we're cutting, let's go ahead and cut our card base. So for this card, I need it to be 5 1/2 on the 11-inch side. So I have my 11-inch side at the top. Line it up over here to 5 1/2. And we're going to slice this right in two. And we're going to do some scoring on this piece, but let's bring out our school board for that. All right. So I'm going to set this like this and all the way up into that top left-hand corner. I'm going to put that on the 8 1/2-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I'm also going to score it at 2 1/8. So now we are going to fold it and fold it. And this one's going to fold back like that. That's going to give us our card base. So you can see it's like a, what do you call that? A Z fold, I think. Okay, so I am going to grab my bone folder. I am using thick, very vanilla. So I want to make sure that I'm getting a really good crease on this so it lays nice and flat. And I'm going to do the same thing here. A nice crease. Just like that. And now we're ready to put down our pieces. So here's that Moody Mauve. We are going to need to cut this down a little bit more. So let's measure this. We have this measuring 2 1/8. We need this to be 2 inches, and I think I cut it at 2 1/8. So remember, it's better to have it a little bit bigger than too small. So I'm going to line this up at 2. And just give it a little bit of a cut. And line this one up at 2. Something like that. And then these are ready now. They should fit on here really nice. Like that. And then this piece can go over top of that. We're going to cut that down just a little bit as well. And then this piece is going to go here, but we're going to do a little bit of fancy, a little bit of something pretty on the inside before we do that. So let's bring out our gold, and we are going to use our deckled rectangles, and we're going to cut a middle out of that, and it's going to serve two purposes. So I am going to take, I think this one will be the one we need. Maybe the one larger. Yep, that will give us what we need. So it's next to the largest of your deckled rectangle dies. And what we're going to do, we're going to run this through our die cut machine. And I'm going to edge this up so that I have a nice even, because what I'm using this for is I want to cut this middle out to use for other, for the front of our card. But I want this to border inside my card, and I don't want to waste my gold cardstock. So this is how I get around it. I'm going to put this down like so. And I'm going to use my little Post-it flags just to hold this in place so it doesn't slip or slide. And let's go ahead and grab our Stampin' Cut emboss machine. And if you have plates like mine that are worn, and most of us do, I would suggest to take a piece of just plain copy paper like this. Oh, that's not it. Let's see. I have a piece over here somewhere. At least I thought I did. I'm just going to pull a piece of copy paper out of my printer. Just a plain piece of white copy paper. We're going to fold that and lay it over top of our gold foil so we don't get any bumps or wrinkles on that middle piece, because like I said, we're going to use that for the front of our card. So I'm just going to fold this in half and just lay it right over top of it, and then put my plate down. It just protects the gold from getting little nicks in it. And then just crank that through. And I usually keep a piece like this around just to have it. So I'm going to stick that back up here with my plate so that I'll have it next time I need it. So I'm going to lay this over here, and we're going to do some more die cutting right this minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off, and I'm going to show you that wonderful little frame. And if you notice, I didn't get my gold messed up. It still looks like it did when I started. And that's the purpose of that piece of white cardstock. Just another little trick of the trade, so to speak. That gives us our piece for the front. And this will give us what we need for the inside to border around the outside edges, just like that. So we're going to put a piece of Moody Mauve over this. So I'm going to grab I'm gonna grab a piece of my Moody Mauve. So pretty. Isn't that such a pretty color? I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And I'm going to cut it at 4. Let's measure this and make sure that I'm getting. Actually, we need it to be 3 3/4. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. Let's make sure I got the length right too. About 4 7/8. I think that'll work. So 3 3/4 by 4 7/8. And then this should fit, if I got my calculations and everything right. This should fit right over top of that, and see how it gives us that nice gold border all the way around without using that much of our gold foil. It's absolutely a great way to save your cardstock. Now I am going to use Stampin' Seal around my outer edges of this because foil does not like liquid glue. And if you've worked with foil at all, you already know this. So I'm going to use Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to put Stampin' Seal across the bottom, up the sides. I'm getting it as close to the edge as I can. Like that. Now we're very, very cautiously going to set this down. And I think that will work. Now, I do have Stampin' Seal on the back of this, but it's okay because we're going to put glue and actually glue this in right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue on the back of this, making sure I'm getting around the edges. Like so. Bring it down, make sure you're getting your borders nice and even. Looks good. Give that a good press. Now we're ready to put a piece of this right here. This is going to need to be trimmed down. So I want it to be 5 3/4. The width is fine, but I'll need to cut the length. So 5 3/4. I mean, that was 4 3/4, I think. Let's double check. Yes. So right about there. And now this should fit right here with just that little bit of gold showing. Isn't that pretty? Love that. All right, and we're going to do the front of our card. And the front, we're going to put just one of these. I'm not going to use the gold on the front because we're going to have another piece of gold. Now this is going to need to be trimmed down to 1 7/8. Okay, so now this is going to lay on here. Not too sure I don't want gold under it. It does kind of get lost on there, but you know what? I'm going to go with it because I want to see how this is all going to pan out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this piece. Get this piece nice and even, just like that. Give it a good press. And now we're ready to lay this piece down right here. So I thought we'd build our card first, then we'll do our stamping and coloring, and then we'll put this together. I'm going to lay this in. And now this piece is going to go right here. So again, glue on the back of this. Give that a good press. And now we are ready to work on the front of our card. And this piece is going to lay over it like that. And then we're going to decorate it. So let me pull out my what I need for my stamping, and we'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I have gotten my piece stamped and we're ready to do some coloring. So I'm going to keep it really simple and I'm just going to use two colors and a color lifter. So I have the Moody Mauve and the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to start off with my light Granny Apple Green and I'm going to use the brush tip. And all I want to do is just get some color on the leaves. So very gently, we're just going to lay down a little color. Okay, now as you can see, that is a beautiful rose, but let me show you when you add a little bit more color. This is one that I did earlier. And see how you can get so much more depth. But this too is beautiful because we have some natural lightening in it. And I want to show you, if you do get too much ink and you want to lighten it up, take your color lifter and just put that color a little bit. Just like that. And then you can see how this is starting to lighten. And if you purchase the Stampin' Blends, it really does pay to get a color lifter as well because it will help you in any of your detail coloring. Okay, we have that done. I also went ahead and stamped the small rose and the group of leaves. And we're going to go ahead and get this all together. And since I already have that cut out, we are going to go ahead and start to put our card together. Now, again, here's our card. This piece is going to go right here. Something like that. And then this is going to go about like that. Now we do need to find something that we want to die cut using this die. And on this one, I used a glimmer paper and vellum. I'm going to go look in my stash and see if I have anything in the Moody Mauve that I could use to cut that out with because I think it'd be really pretty. If not, we'll go with the green and we'll do something similar to that. I'll be right back. Okay, I found this paper that is called Luster Specialty Paper. This is in our current annual catalog, and we do have a piece of the Moody Mauve. So I'm going to pull that out, and we're going to cut our leaves out of this. All right, so now that I've got my leaves are all cut, and what I did is I put my dimensionals on the back of this, and I just made sure that my leaves stuck somewhere on a dimensional. So that's where we're at now. We're going to pull off our backers. You know what? I've already pulled them off. I'm going to put a little extra glue just to make sure that everything holds down. Just on those dimensionals. Some of them are already covered, and that's another reason to add just a little extra glue on there. So now we can pick this up and position it onto your gold, just like that. And we'll give it a good press. I may even take a stamp block and just lay over top of it, just to kind of hold it in place. So while that's adhering, we are going to bring this over, and I need to heat emboss something right here. I should have done it before I put the card together, but I totally forgot. So we're going to gold emboss, and I'm going to make this the same type of card, a congratulations card. So since we're heat embossing, I'm going to pull out another piece of the Very Vanilla and a stamp block. I'm going to grab my Versamark ink, and this one I want to get the congratulations. So let's pull this out. This is a great one right here. This is only the beginning of a life filled with love. That would be pretty. There's another congratulations that we could use. Let's see how big that one is. It's more delicate, but I think I'm going to go with this one. But I do want to pull out this sentiment here. And I'm going to pick this up like that. And we need one more stamp block for our congratulations. And then I am going to use my powder tool. And I'm just going to put some of this powder down on this Very Vanilla. This will ensure that embossing powder doesn't stick anywhere except where the ink goes. This is just anti-static powder, and it makes your heat embossing look so much better. So let's move that over there, bring our ink down. So I'm gonna powder right here. And let's see if this is gonna fit. I think that's gonna work. I'm giving that a good press because I only have a one and done opportunity. So let's hope that this takes. Very pretty. And then we're going to take the congratulations. And then we're going to come over here, right here at the top, and stamp that. And that looks really good. Like I said, you probably can't see it, but it is there, very faintly. So I'm going to take out my gold embossing powder. And the first thing I want to do is this piece here. And I'm going to put some gold all over that. Pat it off really good. And that looks good. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. Just on that, congratulations. Now, close all of this back up. Of course, close your ink up. The last thing you want to do is get anything into your ink pad. So now that we've got that all done, we can bring our heat tool out. And I'm going to let this heat up for about 30 seconds before I take it to the paper. So sorry about the noise if it does have noise. And there we have that completely done. Right. So now the only thing that we need to do is we need to put this onto the front of our card like this. And I am going to hold it like right here, and I know that I need to put glue on this side. I think I have a bubble in my bottle because my glue does not want to come out. So let's work the bottle and see if that helps. I think that'll make a difference. So yeah, it was an air bubble. I saw it as soon as I opened it. And now we can set this down right here in the middle. Look and make sure that I don't have any glue seeping out over here. There, it looks really good. And now I have this congratulations, and I'm going to use my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut around this. You could use any type of die to cut this out with if you like, but I just want to kind of do a bubble cut. And now we can put that right across the front, and we're going to pop it up on dimensionals, and that's going to be so pretty right there across the middle. So let's do that. And I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. Just like that. Maybe one more right about there. And pull these off. And now we can just stick this right about here. And then open it. And on the inside, we are going to place this. Something like that. So I'm just going to glue this down flat. So I'm going to do my greenery first. And then I want this beautiful rose coming off about like, let's see, how do we want this? Like this? Yeah, like that. So I'll put some glue on the back of it. And then we'll just stick that down like so. And there is our beautiful fun fold, very pretty gold embellished card that would be great to give anyone for a wedding. I think it turned out beautiful. Now, if you wanted to, you could take and put another panel of Moody Mauve right here. I think I am. I think I'm going to cut that to 5 1/4 and just go ahead and glue that in. I think it will help finish it off. So let's go to 5 1/4. And one other thing that I did on the other one that I didn't do on this one is I used some Wink of Stella. And that is totally optional, but it does give a beautiful effect. So we might put a little bit on this one as well. And now when that opens up, see how pretty that is. It just kind of finishes it off, I think. Love the way this card turned out. I hope you did. I hope you enjoyed watching the process of me getting everything together. Let's grab our one Castella. I'm going to shake that down and give it just a tiny little squeeze to get some of that running down into my brush. And then we're just going to swirl it. This will just give the roses that look of looking like they've been dew-kissed, which I think is so pretty. You can do the leaves as well. And there is our finished card. I hope you've enjoyed this, and It was so much fun making this. And I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit. Oops, a little bit too much. There we go. I just want everybody to see how beautiful this card really is. I don't think the camera does it justice. And who wouldn't love to get this for a wedding card? God bless and keep you, and thank you so much once again for tuning in. If you're interested in any of the products you saw me use today, there'll be a link below this video that will take you to my online Stampin' Up store where you can purchase any and all of the items that you saw me use today. Also, go check out my blog. There'll be pictures, a PDF tutorial, as well as the video will be posted there so you can go back and rewatch it. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.